God says, the time is shaking. The heavens have already witnessed what the witch planned in the shadows. And now, her final move has begun. But listen, beloved soul, this is not just a warning. This is a sacred unveiling. There's no time to breathe easy. There's no time to hesitate. You must open this, read every word, and stay until the end, because what you'll know by the final sentence will forever protect everything you were destined to carry: your favor, your future, your finances, and your divine beauty. Yes, even your beauty is under siege, and I, the Lord your God, am not speaking in parables this time. I'm being as clear as the thunder that split the skies over Sinai. Archangel Michael stands on guard with flaming swords, and he has said to me with trembling urgency, Father, if they do not listen this time, I may not be able to hold her back. Yes, that's how serious this is. The witch is real. She has skin like roses but thoughts as poisonous as vipers. And worse, she knows your name. She whispered it last night under the full moon. She held a strand of something that belongs to you. A photograph. A token. An object that once touched your skin. And with it, she said the ugliest vow: let them forget who they are. Let their mirror turn into dust. Let even the people who love them stop recognizing them. That was her curse. And she thinks she succeeded. But God says, not on my watch. God says, I created you in my image, and I didn't do that just for you to be turned into ash by a jealous soul in human disguise. Because that's what she is, a shapeshifter, a sweet face that turns sour behind closed doors. She walks in your circle. She's smiled at you. She's even prayed over you once. But those weren't prayers, they were weapons. Now, hear this: there was a meeting in the spirit realm. A divine court was convened. Your name was called, and Archangel Michael stepped forward. He slammed his sword into the floor of the throne room and said, "This is injustice. The one they trust is the one setting fires around their life. The delay in their destiny is not accidental, it's engineered." He showed a vision. You, sitting in silence, confused why things are not working. Why some blessings rise and then vanish. Why your strength sometimes disappears overnight, and your reflection feels foreign. The answer wasn't in the physical. It was hidden in a spiritual warfare that began long before you were born. Because before you were ever born, the enemy foresaw your anointing. The enemy saw the oil that would flow from your voice, your hands, your mind. And so, a woman was marked to sabotage you. Yes, beloved, this is generational. But here is the part she didn't see coming: your time has reached its tipping point. And now, the angels are not just warning you, they are pleading with you. Michael says, open this before 2 minutes pass, or the seal will close, and even heaven may need to use a different method. That's how close this is. You must understand what she's after. Not just your material wealth, but your divine signature. Your beauty carries divine codes. Your voice, your walk, your aura, it all carries instructions from heaven. And when someone sees you, they feel hope, power, warmth. She hates that. Because when she enters a room, the light dims. But when you enter, the whole room inhales a new breath. So she decided she must take it from you. She wore white to the ritual, pretending to be pure. She spoke your name in chants, pretending to be praying. She looked up at the sky, pretending to believe. But the moon turned its face from her, and the stars trembled. Because even the elements know when someone is trying to steal glory. She wants to walk with your favor, beloved. She wants to take your spiritual garments and wear them as if she earned them. But it won't work. Do you know why? Because God is sounding the trumpet right now, through this very message. Heaven is shouting, not this one. Not my child. Not now. Not ever. But God is also testing your obedience. Because if you ignore this, if you skip what Michael begged you not to skip, her spell will find an open door. That's the law of spiritual warfare. What is not resisted, persists. But what is exposed, is dethroned. So you must stay here. You must know. She hides in plain sight. Her messages are casual, but her intentions are calculated. She once hugged you with hands that had just smeared oil on your photograph. She asked you questions, not to help, but to monitor how far her curses were reaching. And when she saw you stumble, she smiled alone in her room. But she didn't know this moment would come. She didn't know the God who watches you sleep had already assigned angels to write a full record of her actions. And now, that record is being opened. Do you know what it says? It says that on the night of the eclipse, she offered a sacrifice with your name on a black candle. It says that she paid someone money, yes, actual money, to dig into your past. She wanted your mother's lineage exposed. She wanted to find any crack in your bloodline to send a serpent through. She found one. A distant relative who once dabbled in darkness. She used that opening. She invoked that ancestral spirit and said, "Let me use the same path." And for a moment, she almost succeeded. You started losing things. Friends became cold. Jobs slipped through your fingers. Your joy became harder to maintain. People started to misunderstand you for no reason. And worst of all, some people began to turn their hearts away, feeling something off, even though you had done nothing wrong. That was her doing. But now comes the reversal. God says, "Enough. I allowed it just long enough to show you who she is. But now I shall reverse everything stolen. I shall expose her publicly. I shall make her voice tremble when she speaks your name. God says, you will not be buried under her jealousy. You will rise above her witchcraft. Michael says, I saw her last night. She tried again. She held the necklace you wore and cried, let them break. But I drew my sword and said, no more. Then I flew to you and whispered, stay strong. Read the signs. The truth is coming. Beloved, the truth is here now. You've been feeling strange urges to stay quiet lately. Like something is telling you to isolate. That was not just depression, it was suppression. Suppression of your light. Suppression of your roar. Because if you had spoken that day, everything would have turned. So she cast silence upon your tongue. But today, I restore it. I release your words again. I anoint your thoughts again. I command your mirror to reflect divine radiance again. You are being restored, not slowly, but now. Right now. Even as you read, something in the spirit is shaking. You may even feel heat. That is Michael, standing behind you. He is guarding this message from interception. And yet, there's more to be revealed. She is not acting alone. There is a man helping her. A man who once complimented you. He said you inspired him. He once asked how you managed to stay strong. But when you turned away, he said your name with venom. He's been helping her gather your secrets. They meet every Wednesday, pretending to be healers or guides, but their goal is destruction. God says, let the fire fall on their plans. And it will. Within 7 days, you will hear something shocking. Either someone will confess, or a sudden event will occur that pulls their mask off. Be ready. Because the same people who doubted you will come asking for your forgiveness. But don't worry about vengeance. Heaven is already handling that. Your job now is simple. Do not delay your destiny. Do not let fear paralyze you. Do not let confusion replace your calling. Because you were born for such a time as this. Not just to survive, but to expose, to rise, to shine. And one last word from Michael. He says you must cleanse your room. Tonight, before you sleep, light a white candle. Say this out loud, heaven's truth surrounds me. No darkness may hide. Whoever plotted in shadows, be exposed and removed. Then rest. Because her time is ending. Yours is just beginning. She will beg. She will cry. She will ask for forgiveness, but let God handle that. You, beloved, must walk in power, knowing now, you were always protected, always loved, always destined for more. Even the stars tremble when a chosen soul awakens. You have awakened, and she cannot steal what heaven has sealed. God is with you. Archangel Michael is guarding you. And this message is your shield. Now go forward, your light is unshakable. God says, the moment your soul hesitates, the enemy rejoices. The witch who has wrapped herself in robes of fake light has already whispered your name into the night winds. She doesn't want you to see this message because the moment your eyes reach these sacred words, her game ends. Her days of hiding in the shadows collapse. Her spells dissolve. Her curses break. She has tried for years to destroy what was pure, to manipulate time and steal the abundance that was always meant to be yours. But heaven is not asleep. And Archangel Michael is not silent. Archangel Michael says, "Beloved, you must understand, this isn't a metaphor. This is not spiritual poetry. This is a divine emergency. This woman, the one you keep trusting, the one who smiles when you cry and calls herself your supporter, she has already begun the ritual to take what is divinely yours. Last night, while you were sleeping, she lit a candle soaked in oils of jealousy and whispered prayers from a stolen book. She called upon forces of control, and she drew a symbol with your initials. She didn't know that the moment she uttered your name, heaven marked her for exposure. You feel the shift, don't you? That strange feeling you get around certain people, the ones who drain you without reason, the ones who act too curious about your life, who repeat your words and try to mirror your light. That's her. She mimics what's beautiful about you so others begin to confuse you with her. That's why people who once loved you suddenly become distant. That's why your plans stall, why strange obstacles appear the moment you speak of something good. It's not your imagination. It's her interference. God says, you were never meant to be confused about who loves you and who envies you. I made you with such light that even in a crowd of thousands, heaven can spot you instantly. But this witch, she wants to dim your light so no one notices when she takes your blessings and walks away smiling. She's counting on you to delay. She knows you trust too easily. She knows you believe people change. But not all who wear kindness carry good intentions. Some wear kindness like a disguise, while their hearts plot betrayal in silence. Michael says, you must not delay. Within the next 2 minutes, her name will begin to rise to the surface. But only if you fully receive this warning. The angels of revelation are surrounding your home. They are not there to frighten you. They are there to guard what is rightfully yours. You felt it in your spirit, this strange block, this unseen force that keeps pushing your destiny away. That force has a face. And heaven is revealing it now. She has stolen your words. She repeats your ideas to others and pretends they came from her. She has sabotaged relationships by planting doubts. She watches you silently. She knows when you post, what you wear, even what you plan to manifest. She's trying to preempt you in the spirit realm, binding your energy and offering sacrifices so she can claim the glory that belongs to you. But today, God's mercy overrules her manipulation. God says, "This is not a small matter. This is your life's divine order under attack." She doesn't just want your money. She wants your face, your light, your connections, your favor, and even your beauty. Yes, your beauty is a spiritual weapon. It is not just physical, it is radiant. Your spirit shines through your eyes and touches those you meet. That's why people remember you long after you've gone. That's why even those who leave you secretly check on you. She is trying to steal that essence. Michael says, her name has already been written in the book of exposure. The time has come for divine judgment. She will not walk freely after this unless you walk away from your calling. The only way her deception continues is if you keep protecting her with your silence, if you keep making excuses for her, if you ignore this warning and allow her to stay near. But if you allow heaven to move, if you allow the angels to act, she will crumble before you. She will confess. God says, "My child, do not think I haven't seen your tears. Do not think I have turned my face away from your suffering. I have watched you try to hold on to people who are only there to collect your light. I've seen you help them even when they mocked you behind closed doors. I've seen you pray for them while they worked against your blessings. But your season of enduring betrayal is ending. I am stepping in. And I will not allow her to win." Michael says, her charms have failed. The mirror she used cracked when she whispered your name this last time. Her spellbook burned at the edge when she tried to invoke favor over your life. And now, she's desperate. She's making deals. She's contacting others who know you, trying to find allies to spread confusion. But the Lord of hosts has already sounded the trumpet. Her time is over. God says, "You must not fear. Nothing she does can override the seal I've placed on your destiny. But you must obey divine instruction. You must separate from her. Do not engage her in debate. Do not try to expose her by your own hands. Your role is to let go. My angels will do the rest." Michael has already drawn his sword. The flame of truth will pierce her disguise. She will be seen for what she truly is. And when others witness it, they will return to you in tears. Michael says, you don't owe her an explanation. She knows what she's done. She watched you suffer and still smiled. She prayed for your downfall while pretending to support you. She planted seeds of insecurity in your mind. She copied your style. She watched your posts and recreated them. She sent evil energy into your house. She cursed your mirror so you'd begin to hate your own reflection. But heaven reversed the curse. God says, you were never meant to shrink to make others comfortable. You were never meant to downplay your favor. You were never meant to apologize for the way I chose you. Those who love you will celebrate your rise. Those who plot against it will fall by their own hands. I have already begun the reversal. The next 7 days will bring divine signs, but only if you act now. Only if you believe me. Only if you release her. Michael says, she thought she was invisible. She laughed when she heard you talking about spiritual protection. She thought your prayers were weak. She underestimated you. She underestimated me. But she doesn't know how I protect my chosen ones. I saw her when she walked into that room and called your name in a curse. I saw her when she buried that object under the tree near your home. I saw her when she paid that man to speak ill of you. But today, I lift the veil. God says, your life will never be the same. This moment marks the end of stolen blessings. This moment marks the death of deceit. Her energy will no longer touch yours. I am restoring your glow, your power, your discernment. What was drained will return. What was blocked will flow. What was stolen will be restored sevenfold. But you must not go back. When I show you who she is, believe me. Michael says, she's already losing grip. That's why she's desperate. She's making calls. She's texting others. She's crying behind closed doors because her plans are unraveling. She thought she could keep hiding. But her exposure is coming through your obedience. If you honor this message, if you listen to what heaven is saying now, she will be silenced. She will fall to her knees. God says, I will not allow her to mock your anointing. I will not allow your destiny to be diverted any longer. You were meant for more than survival. You were meant for divine rulership, for impact, for glory. And no witch, no matter how skilled, can rewrite what I've written. Her chapter ends now. Your story begins again. Do not mourn her removal. Celebrate your freedom. You were never meant to carry her weight. Michael says, I fought battles on your behalf that you never even saw. I stood between you and the forces that wanted you erased. I watched as she tried to conjure your silence, but I covered your voice. I redirected the curses to dust. And now, beloved, listen closely, this is your spiritual courtroom. This is the verdict. She is guilty. Her sentence begins. Her identity will be revealed in ways you cannot ignore. Watch what happens in the next 72 hours. You will see her unravel. God says, "You are free." She will not touch you again. But you must not pity her. You must not reach back to help her. You must walk away. And as you do, I will send new blessings, real ones. The ones you've prayed for in secret. The love you deserve. The opportunities that were blocked. The doors she tried to close. All will be opened. Your season of divine exposure has begun. And no witch, no curse, no darkness can stop the hand of God now moving in your life. If you believe in God, type Amen. God says, listen carefully. This is not just a message. This is a divine warning wrapped in mercy. Archangel Michael has broken the silence because the hour has come. The witch does not want you to read this. She fears this message. She trembles at the truth that is about to be revealed. Because once you see it, once you open your eyes, she will have no more control. Her darkness will shatter, and her power over you will vanish like smoke in the wind. The reason this message reached you today is not random. It is because the battle has reached its climax. And God will not remain silent. There is a woman, clothed in deception. She smiles with false light, but her heart is full of shadows. She has spoken your name in the dark, whispered it over flames, called spirits to bind your joy, your wealth, your confidence, your beauty. And you have felt it, haven't you? That strange heaviness that falls over you out of nowhere. The confusion that doesn't make sense. The sudden weariness, the closed doors, the strange looks from people you've never harmed. You've cried, asking God what's wrong. You've begged for clarity. This is your answer. Archangel Michael says, do not underestimate this. You were chosen by heaven long ago. That makes you a target to hell. But I will not let you fall. Not today. Not ever. However, you must act now. Because this woman, yes, the one you keep forgiving, the one you keep making excuses for, the one who pretends to admire you but secretly envies every breath you take, she has crossed a line that even demons fear. She has placed something near your name. Something unholy. And it has activated delays in your life. Divine timing has not failed, it's been hijacked. But don't panic. That's why this message is reaching you within the last 2 minutes. Because if you hear this, and you believe, the trap will be reversed. Her weapon will boomerang. Her mask will fall. And she will finally be seen for who she really is. Her control is only strong when you are unaware. But now you are being made aware. And that changes everything. She wanted you to skip this message. Because if you don't see it, she wins. But the moment you choose to stay and read, something begins to break. Something begins to shatter. Right now, in the spirit realm, Archangel Michael is placing a divine mirror before her. And the spirits she sent to monitor you are turning against her. They're revealing her location, her intent, her name. You may feel a strange chill. That's confirmation. Heaven is active. The witch is exposed. She wanted your beauty. Yes, your beauty has disturbed her for years. Not just your outer beauty, your inner light. The peace you carry, the glow in your eyes, the purity of your heart, the kindness in your voice. You have something she will never have. That's why she cannot rest until she sees you cry. That's why she celebrated when things went wrong for you. You always thought she just had a difficult personality. You were wrong. She is not confused. She is calculating. But her time is up. Archangel Michael is speaking now. He says, I stood before God and pleaded for this soul. I told heaven that you deserved to know. I told the host of angels that your silence had gone on too long. That your prayers were too sacred to be delayed by the work of a hidden enemy. So now we are moving. Rapidly. But you must be alert. You must not go back to sleep. You must not ignore this sign. Because this exposure is your protection. She is close to you. Not far. She smiles often. She calls you her dear. She asks you questions not to support you, but to study you. She writes your name down. She pretends to forget things you've told her, but she remembers every detail. Because she uses it. She turns your blessings into targets. The moment you told her your plans, she activated resistance. That's why it fell apart. That's why your good news turned into sorrow. It wasn't you. It was the spell. And the spell came from her. But don't be afraid. Her power was only strong because it went unseen. Now that God has revealed her, she is weak. She will try to apologize. She will act confused. She will play the victim. But remember this message when it happens. Because she knows that once you see her clearly, her influence ends. And if you confront her, she will beg for mercy. She will say anything. But don't listen to her words, watch her fruit. Her life has been full of patterns that lead to confusion and loss for others. She sows drama. She reaps attention. She plays with tears. And when things go wrong, she disappears like smoke. Heaven is defending you right now. Michael has drawn his sword. He says, your name is sealed in light. Your voice is now guarded. Your sleep will no longer be tormented. Your money will begin to return. Your favor will flow again. You have passed the test of silence. You stayed calm even while under spiritual attack. You remained loving. You remained kind. You didn't curse her. You didn't wish her evil. That is why heaven has accelerated your rescue. Now the witch will experience the weight of her choices. What she sent out will return to her house. What she cursed will rise and speak against her. Her alliances will break. Her hidden helpers will betray her. Her voice will tremble when your name is mentioned. Her dreams will be haunted by the truth. This is not revenge. This is divine justice. God says, "Vengeance is mine. And now I act." You will begin to feel peace again. Not because things changed, but because the atmosphere is now cleared. The heaviness will lift. The fog will break. People will suddenly begin to reach out to you. You'll start receiving apologies from people you didn't even know were turned against you. That's not coincidence. That's spiritual correction. Your name is being cleared in rooms where it was damaged. Your energy is being restored. Your eyes will sparkle again. Your beauty will shine again. Your money will flow again. Your destiny is now unlocked. But God says, don't go back. Don't reopen the door. Don't explain yourself to her. Let her wonder. Let her feel the silence. That silence is sacred. It's your boundary. You were never created to carry other people's darkness. You were created to shine. You were created to love. You were created to build, not be broken. You were created to live in divine joy, not secret pain. This is your confirmation, the curse is broken. The spell has failed. And the witch has been exposed. Archangel Michael is still here. He says, do you feel that shift? That peace that suddenly entered your chest? That stillness in your soul? That's not just relief, it's spiritual alignment. The angels have placed a hedge around your home. Around your relationships. Around your thoughts. You will sleep peacefully tonight. The night terrors are over. The strange sounds. The shadows in the corner of your eyes. The cold drafts. They're all gone. Because her access is denied. She may still try. She may still pretend. But now you are untouchable. Because God has declared you His. Because Michael has placed his seal upon you. Because heaven has seen your heart. You are not guilty. You are not cursed. You are not forgotten. You are rising. And no power, no enemy, no spell, no person can stop what God is about to do for you. Stay silent, but stay aware. Observe. Watch who suddenly acts strange around you. Who becomes nervous when you talk about God? Who avoids your eyes? That's confirmation. That's your final sign. And once you know, walk away. You don't need revenge. You don't need proof. You don't need anyone to believe you. Because heaven already does. And that's enough. Now breathe. You've made it through. You saw the message. You didn't skip it. You passed the final test. The moment you chose to keep reading, the atmosphere shifted. You're not the same anymore. Your spirit has been recalibrated. Your future has been rescued. Your soul has been kissed by divine mercy. You were chosen. You are guarded. You are free. And now, she knows it too. This is not a time to hesitate. You are not reading this by accident. Something beyond your understanding, something divine, has brought you here because a serious moment has arrived. Heaven is not whispering anymore, it's shouting your name. Archangel Michael stands before you, wings trembling, voice trembling, eyes filled with divine sorrow and fire. He says, "Please, beloved. I'm not joking. Open your heart within 2 minutes or everything she has planned will succeed. I can only intervene if you open now." The witch has been working in secret. She's watched you silently, disguising herself as someone you thought you could trust. She has laughed in the shadows every time you doubted your worth, every time you cried alone and thought nobody cared. She has sent distractions, traps, even false friends into your life, all carefully chosen to pull you away from your light. But now she has gone too far. Now she has dared to reach into what belongs to God. She has targeted your blessings, your beauty, your favor, your gifts. And if you skip this message, if you delay this moment, even heaven's army will have to step back, because free will is a sacred law. You are beloved by God. You were chosen. You have a crown on your head even if you can't see it. But right now, a dangerous force is trying to rip it off. This force is not fictional. This is not a metaphor. It is spiritual war. She, the witch, carries your name in a sealed black envelope. She has burned incense over it. She has spoken your name into darkness. She has dared to speak curses, to summon shadows, to blind your vision. Why? Because you are marked for elevation. Because something great is coming to you and she knows it. She wants it. And she knows that if you remain blind, if you don't open this within the divine window of 2 minutes, her plans will not only succeed, she will steal everything, including the glory God placed on your face. Yes, even your beauty is in danger. That glow people see when you walk in? That inner light that attracts favor and stirs jealousy? That radiance is holy. It's not from makeup or mirrors. It is from your soul. It is divine inheritance. And she wants it. She has tried to mimic you. She has tried to dress like you. Speak like you. She has gone so far as to try and become you. But no matter how hard she tries, she cannot take your soul, unless you let her in through ignorance. Unless you skip this. Unless you pretend this isn't real. But it is real. Heaven is not playing. Archangel Michael has drawn his sword. He is at your side. He says, you have to open this with your heart right now. If you do, I promise, she will be exposed. Her name will come out. Her secrets will spill into the light. She will be seen. And she will beg for mercy. But I cannot reveal her if you turn away now. She has cloaked herself in charm, and if you delay, her mask will stay on. I can tear it off, but only if you believe. Listen, child of God. There are forces watching your every step. But so is God. And God is greater. What they meant for evil, God will turn for good. What was set to destroy you will backfire so powerfully that the witch herself will regret ever speaking your name. But this is not automatic. Your awareness is required. Your spirit must rise right now. This is not fear-mongering. This is awakening. This is divine intelligence being downloaded into your soul. The witch thought she was clever. She timed her attack carefully. She waited for your weakest hour. She planned it for when your faith would be low, your hope almost gone. She wants you to believe nothing good will ever happen again. She wants you to doubt your path, to lose your purpose, to fall asleep spiritually. Because the moment you surrender your light, she wins. But Archangel Michael is crying out. He's crying out for you to wake up. Right now. Right here. In this very second. He is placing divine protection on you, but he needs your consent. Your soul must agree. God will never force you. You must say yes. Even silently. Even through a whisper. God, I open this. I receive it. I believe. That is enough. That is what opens the floodgates of heaven's help. The enemy has already felt the fire. The witch has sensed her plans unraveling. That's why you've felt restless. That's why you've been seeing signs. Dreams. Warnings. Maybe your sleep has been broken. Maybe someone tried to tell you something but couldn't find the words. This is why. Spirit is speaking now. This is the hour. She wants to steal your blessings. She has seen your financial breakthrough coming. She knows about the person who is thinking about loving you, someone who carries light, someone sent by heaven to honor you, love you, elevate you. The witch knows that if this divine connection happens, you will rise. So she planted someone else to interfere. She whispered to them. She sowed seeds of confusion. You wonder why people pull away? Why things fall apart just when they seem close? It's her. But that ends now. Today. Archangel Michael says her altar is already shaking. The fire she lit has turned cold. Her spells are starting to fail. Why? Because your name is protected. Because light always wins. But still, the final blow must come from your will. You must say yes to truth. You must allow heaven to tear the veil. You must choose to open your eyes. And when you do, you will see things you never noticed.